All right, we are beginning recording and we are going to be going live in a minute or two.
Okay.
So last time the sound was bouncing.
I'm gonna wait till 7:30, Brian.
Yep, yeah, it's just still a couple more
Yeah.
coming in. We're pretty good.
Gotcha.
Numbers, looking good.
Gotcha.
Mike, can you see the agenda up?
Yes, I can. Okay, you ready for a green light?
I'm good to go.
All right, great. So am I. Assuming we've got a quorum of Appearance Commission members. Welcome everybody to the Village of Skokie Appearance Commission meeting for February 9th, 2022. We're doing this remote via Zoom. First time I've actually hosted on Zoom. Usually I'm in the Village Hall doing this. A couple of comments. I believe neighbors to either side of your, we have all residential cases tonight. There's 12 of them, so there's quite a few. We're gonna, some of them are slam dunks. Some have some comment, but we need to be expeditious going through this. There were neighbors notified on either side of your residence and public posting of it, so there might be some outside commentary or questions from neighbors. So we welcome those comments as well. Brian, I do not have the lengthy thing to read as I did when we were out remote, but I'm just going to read what I have here. Staff offers the following comments on cases scheduled for February 9th, 2022 Appearance Commission meeting. Prior to the issuance of building permits, property owners who have 2 or more property identification numbers, PINs, related to their Appearance Commission case shall submit to the Village of Skokie Development Department of Cook County Assessor's Office petition for consolidation of property with associated fees to consolidate PINs into a single tax parcel, or provide evidence that the petition was submitted to Cook County. If the PINs are in separate subdivisions, a new subdivision will be required. Before we get going, and I still have a couple other comments, does somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from the prior month's meeting?
Yeah, Mike, can you hear me? Am I on mute?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right.
I can hear
I move that the minutes of the meeting of January 12th be approved as presented.
Maybe a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So passed. All right, so we will swear you in case by case. So I will do that. I will also be reading into the record comments we get from the Community Development Department. From what I've seen so far, all the cases look relatively harmless tonight. There's several comments about needing to add sprinkler systems in your house. We are not here to deal with that. That's between you and the village and the community development department. We're here to talk about appearance only. So with that said, we're going to march right into this. We're going to go to case 2021-089A at 7812 Karlov Avenue. It's for Mohammed Sarif Patel. It's a second floor addition. The comments from the community development department are sprinklers are required for the addition. 2 off-street parking spaces must be provided due to the increase in the number of bedrooms on site. Staff has no objection to the design, but recommends trim board above the second floor window and a soldier course above the first floor windows. Siding color should complement brick if existing brick is to remain. Who's representing?
This is George Simolis, the architect.
All right, George, can you raise your right hand?
Sure.
I don't see your right hand.
No,
Okay, maybe.
I don't have you on video.
All right, great. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
So help me God, I do.
Thank you. So why don't you just explain this?
Well, it's a bungalow, a typical bungalow, and we're adding a second story to it. The second story is going to be hardy board. The first level is brick. It's going to have 3 bedrooms and 2 baths on the second floor. And we're renovating the kitchen and the first floor, and the basement is going to be, there's nothing really being done in the basement.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really care about the inside. As we're looking at the outside, George, there was a couple comments. It does look like you've got soldier courses in there.
Yeah.
About the first floor windows, maybe there was something missed on the comments. What color is the siding color going to be?
How are you doing?
Fine. The siding color is going to be it's a beige from hardy board.
Yep.
I don't remember the name of it. I think I gave it to you at the last meeting.
Okay.
I don't have my color board.
Right. That's one of the challenges of doing this on Zoom. But the motion's going to say that you're going to have to pick a siding color that should complement the brick. Okay, and that's going to be up to the building department to determine that. So.
Okay.
Does anybody have any
Is this the color?
comments?
Was this
Yes.
the color Sierra Tan?
Yeah, one of them is color, one is for texture. One is for color, one is for texture.
And the plans that were up before were revised plans that they submit after they did review staff comments. So they
Okay,
did
yeah,
some features.
gotcha. Does anybody want to make a motion or have any other comments?
Just a quick comment. I thank you for lowering the height of the roof. I think it looks much better. It's much more proportional, so I appreciate that.
welcome.
Are the windows on the second floor, the trim on the front facade going to match the first floor windows?
Yes, they are.
Okay, it's a little hard to tell. That's the only reason why I'm asking on the drawings, the width of the trim boards.
I apologize, Joe.
otherwise, I appreciate-
Joe, this was a prior submission? I apologize for not knowing that.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
submitted, but there was no motion last time.
Gotcha. All right. So you guys know more about it than I do. So
Yeah, there was a couple of comments. It was, it didn't meet the height requirement. And so he's lowered the roof. And a comment I had was just to make sure the windows, at least on the front facade, on the upper and lower match. And if they do, that's
Okay.
great.
So does this meet with what you guys were talking about then?
Seems to me. The other comment last month was the archway at the front door, which wasn't reflected in the drawing. And that's now reflected in the drawing. So that's
Good.
also
Right.
resolved.
All right.
And
You
You mentioned the bevels. The bevels you guys mentioned last time that they were existing, so we just followed the existing, but it was hard to tell on my color drawing.
Yeah, no, and that's understood. It's hard to see in two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Drawings.
all right, Joe, why don't you make a motion?
Yeah, I can go back to my,
Yeah, that's fine. And make sure you add the complementary color of the siding.
you
Okay.
have to bear with me. I've got a full screen here now for Zoom and I don't know how to get.
All right, Tom, why don't you dive in?
Yeah, got it. I move that, excuse me, a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2021-089A at 7812 Karloff, with siding color to complement the existing brick, otherwise as shown.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. All right, thank you very much. Good luck.
Guys, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Sure. Case 2022-001A, 8310 Keystone Avenue for Janna and Menissa Petraka. First floor addition. The staff comments are, staff has no objection to the design as long as the siding color complements the existing brick. It seems to be a common theme. Who's representing this case?
I am. My name is Sam King. I'm the architect.
Sam, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Great. This is just a simple one-story off the rear?
Yes,
Yeah, right
one
here.
story master bedroom addition. And we're converting one of the existing bedroom into a master bathroom. The addition will have vinyl siding. The color, you'll see it on the
Yeah.
presentation. Mystic blue with linen color windows.
Got it. Okay. Anybody have any comment? This was one of those I was referring to in the slam dunk category. Unless somebody has some reason to believe differently.
Oh, it's well done.
Okay, great. Jay, you want to fire away? Oh, Joe, you commenting?
No, I'm just moving to approve.
Oh, okay. Why don't you make a motion then?
I make a motion to move to approve 2022-001A 8310 Keystone Avenue as submitted.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, great. So passed. There's no nays. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Mark, you're going to be on for a while. There's 3 cases in a row here. First case, 2022-002A at 8906 Lincolnwood Drive for Charles and Jennifer Cohen. Second floor addition. The comments from the staff are there's going to be add a parking space if the number of bedrooms increases. Loft must be opened up to not count as a bedroom. Staff recommends a trim board get added above the first floor south window, possibly widen the first floor windows and remove shutters. The roof that is over the north part of the first floor looks unfinished. See trim board comments. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this case and in the cases going forward?
I do.
All right, let's proceed.
So addressing the staff comments, we have spoken with them about how to convert an existing bedroom so it doesn't count anymore as a bedroom. So we won't be net increasing the bedroom count. That eliminates the parking space issue. Although I'm not sure that's an issue for Appearance Commission anyway, but
No, it's not.
I
Thanks,
have
though.
talked with staff about that.
Okay.
If you could bring up the front photo, pardon me, rather than my drawing. Yeah, that one. Now, 2 of the staff comments, they were saying that the trim board over the garage doors over the north part look kind of blank. On my drawing, they do, but if you zoom in on the photo, you'll see it already does have texture. What I do is
Okay.
I tend to draw more detail on what we're building than on what's there already. And their other comment, if you see the windows in the front of the main structure, those are all windows. On my PDF, they look like shutters. And so they
Okay,
were
let's-
saying, remove the shutters and make them
Oh.
windows. The fact is,
Yeah,
Windows.
okay,
the fact is they
Understood.
already
About
are
that.
windows. So
understood.
I think that addresses 2 of their comments. As far as a trim board over the second floor windows, absolutely, we're fine with that. We'll be
Got
glad
it.
to add that.
So let's take a look at it. Just the front elevation there, Bri. Okay, the picture of me is blocking it, so. So on the second floor, go to the upper right, there you go.
Those are
tho-
not
so those-
shutters, right?
So those
Oh,
are shutters on the second floor?
I think their comment was to remove the shutters on the windows on the first floor, and those aren't shutters, they're windows.
They're windows,
No,
yeah.
no, I think what they wanted, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, was let me just read this. Hang on a second.
To widen.
It was to
Widen the
possibly
window.
widen. Oh,
Yeah, the second floor windows.
yeah, that should have been second floor.
It should have been. And I can understand. I mean, honestly, those shutters are really kind of small compared to the proportion of the windows. And if they ever fell off, if they were ever taken off, the windows are it's just gonna look funny.
Oh, okay, so I want to make sure I understand. We're glad to do it. To widen the shutters?
The
No,
second floor
no.
windows.
Yeah.
So what, yeah, the comment, it should have said possibly widen second floor windows and remove shutters.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
My personal opinion on this is it's fine as drawn. I don't know if any other commissioners have a comment.
It's a second floor on a split level. It's pretty much what we do.
Right.
They're all over the place. It would have been nice had you dragged in that slash from the 50s, but it is what it is. I think the eave over the other comment, the eave just below where you're at right now. I think that's a nice touch that you added. It just doesn't reveal well on a two-dimensional drawing.
Mhm.
And that's the eave, the blank eave, not that one, but below. Yeah, there was another comment. I don't have a problem with this. It's just, it's just yet another addition that doesn't look bad, but
Yeah.
it's not inspired.
Any other commissioners have a comment?
So the hardy board is light gray
Correct.
Yeah.
and the windows are all white.
Forgive me, if you can go back to the front photo, we're going to match what's there now. The photo, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If nobody has any further comments or corrections to be made, somebody want to make a motion?
Sure, who's on it? I'll make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2022-002A as presented. However, as presented.
Anybody second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. All right, we'll go on to the next case. Case 2022-003A at 9216 Hamlin Avenue for Joel and Rebecca Gorenstein. It's a first floor addition. The staff comments are, stand by. Staff has no objection to the design, but the window on the north elevation looks proportionally off. Let's see what we got there.
Okay. You're still on the Lincolnwood.
We are going to Hamlin. Yeah, he has to scroll through it. You got to be patient.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Ryan's not as fast as this is Carrie is.
Okay. There, stop there. That north elevation, which is in the upper left, I think that's the window they're referring to. And it looks small in that wall, but the floor is 4 feet above the ground. So that window sill is actually not 6 feet above the ground. I'm sorry, it's not 6 feet above the floor. It's about 3 feet above the floor. It's a dining room and they have a hutch that has to fit under that window. In real life, you can't see that view nearly as prominently as you can on a drawing because the two neighbors are very close together. So I guess I would request that on that window, we be allowed to keep the sill at that height so they can keep the buffet that they own.
Well, yeah, but given the thinness of the drawings, and that's not meant as an insult. It's just meant as it's a two-dimensional. If you landscape that below both of those, you'll be fine.
And that we will. I would have done well to draw on landscaping, but I don't know exactly what species they'll use, but I have no problem stipulating that that wall will be landscaped so it doesn't look as blank in real life as it does there.
Because that's the extent of the addition we're looking at, right? It's just the little.
That's it. It's a rear
Yeah.
addition. Yep,
And you're using brick to match existing?
that's correct.
Okay, good.
I think this is a great looking addition. And the window I think is fine, given the context of it. The only thing that I would add, and this is not a make or break, it's just a comment, is that the window that we're talking about in the dining room, if you draw a straight line through the door, which lines up perfectly, it does not line up with the window on the other side. And if it were my addition, it would drive me crazy. But it's not my addition, so take a look at it. Not a big deal. It would be a pretty cool presentation to sit in the dining room and have the windows line up. Again, it's just a comment, not a make or break.
I'm confused. I'd be happy to do
Yeah.
it, but I'm not sure I understood which two
Yeah.
windows you're referring to.
As you draw a straight line from the center line of the dining room window that we were just talking about,
Yes?
across the dining room, it lines up perfectly with the door between the family room and the dining room. And then you draw a line to the far wall and that window doesn't line up. It's just, it's part of my mania. It's not your mania.
Is this something on the floor plan you picked up, Joe?
Yeah, and again, it's just a comment to you. Doesn't
The
matter.
windows are centered
Doesn't
in the
matter.
wall.
Oh, no, I see what you're saying. If you go back to the floor plan.
Go back up, Brock.
Yeah,
Right
So
there.
are you saying that the window in the dining room isn't directly in line with the window in the family room?
yeah. And again,
But-
this is my
but they're
personal
each-
mania. This
Oh,
is
all
not
right. They're
your
each
mania.
centered within their respective room. So,
Yeah,
I understand. I understand what you did. So
It's not a big deal. It's just
Yeah.
a comment for you to take a look at.
okay, fair enough.
all right. Mary Jane, you want to make a motion for this one?
Okay, I'll make
You
a
get-
motion.
You got to get off mute, Mary Jane.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case number 2022-003A at 9216 Hamlin Avenue as presented.
second.
Anybody, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
A nice addition.
Anybody opposed? No opposed, so passed. All right, thank you. We'll move on to Mark's last case, 2022-004A at 9512 Lincolnwood for Robert and Lori Rosen. It's another first floor addition. The staff comments are the plat of survey will need to be updated prior to applying for a building permit. Staff's only comment is to possibly add another window on the north or west elevation. Excuse me.
The survey I don't think is an issue for appearance, but
No, it's not.
We're working with staff on that, and we're fine with adding a window. Given the choice, where your cursor is right now is where we'd like to do it, is on the first floor under that dormer window. This is a garage. This is a garage, and both the west wall, which is what you're touching now, and the north wall in the lower left will have lots of storage. So if we could, we'd like to do it on the west wall and to make it a transom window so that the majority of that wall can still accommodate at least low storage. So a window under the one you see, and again, there's going to be lots of landscaping, but a window under the one you see, I can certainly stipulate that we'll do that.
Staff's fine with that. Just we
Yeah.
thought something could get a little added.
Yeah, so it's a clear story window, same width as the one up above, just below it though,
Correct.
correct?
Yes.
And you're doing aluminum siding to match, there's some existing aluminum siding on the house?
Yes, the rear of the house had an addition years ago, and that's what we're matching, except on the front, which is the east elevation where we are doing brick, because from the front of the house, you see the original house, which is brick. But on the other two walls, it kind of has to match the part of the house it's blending to.
Gotcha, so the front's brick and the other two sides or other sides are aluminum.
That's correct.
Okay.
I really
Any-
like it, Mark. I have to tell you, I used to live in that house.
Really?
Yes. And it looks
Oh, okay.
spectacular.
Well, and that's interesting because I was really happy to see that it was a really nice, subtle addition to a really unique street. This street is something that really we should pay close attention to. So.
Yeah, we added on to the back of the house.
Oh, well, that's small world. So if you scroll down to the photograph of the back of the house, go a little more. There, that addition, that's the one you did?
We did the first floor addition. The Rosens added on above it.
I see. Okay. Well, that's the material we're matching for the enlarged garage.
Yeah, it's going to look so much better though with the garage that you're adding.
Well, thank you.
All right, so Mary Jane, given your familiarity with the house, we're going to let you make a motion.
Oh, good. Okay. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case 2022-004A at 9512 Lincolnwood Drive. It is. Are we adding the window on the west elevation?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. With the stipulation that a window be added on the west elevation.
Yeah.
Second.
Clear story window. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. All right, thanks very much, Mark.
Thank you very much.
All right, moving on to case 2022-005A at 4029 Suffield Court, Arit and Itzhak Levy, first and second floor addition. Staff comments are a little more lengthy. Front covered porch encroached. Front covered porch encroached. Cannot encroach. Well, I'm reading word for word what this says. I think what they meant to say is the front covered porch cannot encroach into the required front yard. The front yard is determined if 60% or more of the interior lots on the one side of the street within a block of an established building setback of a depth other than a required front yard in the zoning district of that lot. The front yard depth for each remaining lot is the average of the building setbacks of the nearest principal structure on both sides of the lot. It is impossible the addition up the 25-foot setback cannot be built. It is possible the addition up 25-foot setback cannot be built. There's obviously a few typos in here. I apologize. Staff has no objection to the overall design, but recommends a trim board get added between the siding and brick of the west wall elevation. So that all said, Brian, why don't you lay us into the encroachment of the front porch?
So my apologies about the typos. The front yard is either 25 feet, or if 60% of the homes on this one side of the block have a setback other than the 25 feet, you average the neighboring two buildings. So it's possible the 25-foot setback is accurate, but this building clearly is setback more than that, which leads me to believe we might be looking at an average of the neighboring two buildings to determine the required front yard of this building, which means this addition here may not even be able to be built, and then let alone this covered porch, which now encroaches into the front yard.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely can add on and line up with the existing setback. That's permitted by right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Real quick, I forgot to do this. Who's representing this case?
I'm Clifford Town. I'm the architect,
Okay,
and I believe
Clifford,
the owners are listening also.
Okay, so if the owners are just want to listen, that's fine. But whoever's going to represent or talk, please raise your right hand. And do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great. So have you done any verification of this setback?
No, this was just a few days ago. Actually, I don't think you have the with the current one. We just sent it in. We revised it. We pulled it back to the 25-foot mark. So now the front porch, we reduced the front porch, and it does meet the 25-foot setback. And actually, I designed the house right next door to the right, the Maggot's home, and that is at 25 feet. And then the house to the left, I believe, is also at 25 feet. So we pulled it back to the 25-foot mark. So our front columns are at 25 feet.
Yep.
I think Brian's looking for the most recent.
Yeah, I had we had several
iterations.
Yeah, we had several resubmittals in for the whole night. So that's setback, existing stoop.
Well, we'll review it as if it complies and we'll go, you guys
Yeah,
can
so we
pick it up
have it,
later.
there it is. It's at the 25-foot mark. The addition, the foyer is actually farther back than that, but we have our posts for the, there's a small porch. They wanted a small overhang. So we have
Okay.
those set at 25 feet.
So we still have to verify the neighbor setbacks to verify
Yeah,
this. Correct.
fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that they are out at the 25-foot.
All right, so let's look at what you've done here. This is listed as a first and second floor addition. What are we doing?
Yeah, so they're doing pretty much a whole house makeover. We're doing another, it's a typical split level, and they're reorganizing on the first split over the garage. They're reorganizing some rooms, and then we're going up with another staircase to give them a nice master suite up, and they're redoing the kitchen and adding a family room. So they're really doing a nice makeover for this home.
Is this an existing two-story home right now?
It's a split level, so it's
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So the left half is existing and is a split, and then
right. Yeah.
Okay.
So on the right half, that's all the new master suite and
Gotcha.
some rooms up there. And they're doing.
It looks good. It's hard to make a split look good like that. So.
Agreed.
And you're going hardy board, and you're going to paint the brick so that.
Yeah, they're going to do a complementary. It's called
Mhm.
Kendall charcoal. It's a complementary color to the siding, the hardy board siding.
Cool. And obviously, probably re-roofing the whole house.
Yeah, new charcoal colored roof, and the windows will be white, and the soffit's white. So they're just making it, a kind of updated look. More trending towards today's styles.
Anybody have any comments? Going once?
Oh, looks fine.
Looks good.
All right. Jay, you want to make a motion on this one?
Yeah, okay.
Or somebody else?
Yeah, I'll do it. So I'll make a motion for the project. Okay, I'll make the motion that certificate of appearance to be granted for the project number 20220005A 4029 Sheffield as presented.
Anybody second? All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, so passed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It looks great. It'll be a nice project. So.
Thank you.
Sure. Case 2022-006A at 8048 Crawford, Jeffrey Lane. It's residential. It's a new construction. Looks like it's probably going to be a new home. I'll read the staff comments. A new home must install fire sprinklers. Staff overall has no objection to the design, but recommends adding high windows along the north elevation or have some change in texture to break up the solid wall. Who represents the client here?
The architect, Rick Lukasik.
Okay, Rick, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great. Let's take a look.
Okay. Essentially what we're doing is new construction, single family residence, 1 story with a full basement, 2-car garage added to the back of the house. It's essentially a contemporary ranch style with a relatively flat roof. The exterior will be masonry, wood siding, cedar stained, and also in some areas a black metal siding as well. And
That's really cool.
Very cool.
It should be a great house. The owners like modern architecture and contemporary architecture, and so they're supportive of that. And so we're trying to satisfy their needs. If you look at the sample palette we have there, and that's also the subject wall that we'll be looking at. The masonry is done in a stack bond. If you look at the upper left-hand corner, And the stack bond photo is pretty representative of what the brick will look like along with the mortar color. Okay, so it's an iron spot, manganese iron spot. The blank wall that you're looking at, or relatively blank wall you're looking at on the north elevation, is the one side of the house that's extremely close to the neighboring property. If you look at the site plan, there's probably 4 feet to the property line at that point, and the neighbor's ranch home is probably 3 feet away from that line.
Yeah.
And right now there's about a 4 or 5 foot fence that runs in between. So you can imagine that there's just enough space for somebody to squeeze by that wall that we're talking about. And that wall's a bump out for the stair down to the basement. And what we did there, rather than put a window that the neighbors couldn't use to look into their house and the lanes couldn't really use to look out of their house, because there's really nothing to look at up high, down low, or anywhere along that line. There you can see it pretty well, what we're up against. And what we did, if you look at the floor plan, is put a window on the north, not on the north side, on the east and the west side of that bump out, tall, skinny windows that where we can bring light into the house, deep into the you were just at the plan where right there, and that was to bring light down into the basement, and also to sort of backlight the living room from that side as well, rather than put a window anywhere on that wall, which really doesn't do a whole lot of good for anybody, the neighbors or ourselves. We're more than happy to break up that wall with siding if you want to see a little less masonry.
I think it's fine.
No, what you've done is fine. I think.
Yeah.
You explained it properly. Is the wood siding, is it really going to be cedar, or is it going to be a composite?
No, it's going to be cedar. They want a stained look, and that's hard to get with cement board.
Okay.
Although they're trying.
Okay. No, I think it looks cool. I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great house too. We look forward to building it.
Anybody, any other commissioners have any comment?
Like it.
Super, very nice design. Thank you.
Me too. It's all good.
All right. Somebody dive in. Julie.
I'll do it.
All right.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case 2022-006A at 8048 Crawford Avenue as presented.
Anybody second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? No opposed? So passed. All right. Thanks, Rick. It looks really great. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Great. Case number 2022-0078 at 9101 Colmer Avenue for Dorit Helmer. It's a second floor addition. I'll read the comments and then we'll get into this. 9101 Colmer. Sprinklers are required for the entire home due to the size of the addition. Staff recommends increasing the size of the window above the front door. It appears small in relation to the wall. Center or enlarge the front door, possible double door, and possibly add windows on the north elevation. Okay, this might be a little more lengthier discussion. Who represents the client?
Hi, my name is Kat Merker-Remick. I'm the architect. We have updated plans and renderings. May I share my screen?
No, not really. Brian, do you have those? Were they submitted?
I did only have yes. I only had Brenda's email though. I don't have anybody else's email. I can forward them.
Brian, I just got to ask you as a point of order, is that okay for her to do this?
Yeah, I'm at my desk, so I can, if you have the email, I could open it up. I won't share it until I open it, but if you want to email it to me now, I can open it up and hear it.
I just want to know if, I'm okay with her sharing her screen if the Village of Skokie is okay with her sharing her screen.
We did that last month. If she has to share the screen, it has to be for the plan. Yes. We're being recorded and this is live, so be aware.
Okay, that's fine.
You're doing it at your own risk is what we're saying. So whatever pops up on your screen.
Make sure you've got nothing.
No problem. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
It's not. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
So you did do a porch. Okay.
Yeah, so we've made some changes. To be honest, we were in a rush to submit originally. So the homeowners had a fire here. Therefore, we are trying to improve it by also doing a second floor addition. I'm going to show you some images from the front as well. So it's probably a lot different from what originally was shown
Yeah.
to you. So the entire second floor is new construction. We're also bumping out some of the front facade just to give more of a warmer feel to the interior of the house. We are going to go, as you can see, with kind of a white style brick. It might be a little bit more rustic, but it will be pretty similar to this. And we're also going with some kind of metal roofing throughout the front. And then we will be providing windows with mullions throughout. We are pretty much going directly up for the second floor, except for the rear. We just did not go up in the back, but everything else is pretty much directly up front. We did just extend the garage about 1.5 feet over this way just to create a little bit more space. And that's the front elevation view.
So that door looks like you've increased the width of the front door to make it more proportional to the size of the house. Okay, great. That looks better.
Looks better. Yeah.
That's a glass garage door?
Yep.
Keep going.
And that's more of a street view.
Yep.
So from a little bit farther away. We are a corner property, so we're trying to, make both of our fronts look appropriate. That is the rear view. So there is a small balcony off the master suite there. We're also providing a small patio area for them to be able to have an outdoor kitchen. So this is our current first floor where we are not going up, but the entire remaining first floor we are. So right after this portion, we basically go up. So this is an existing first floor that will remain. We're compliant with all of our setbacks, so there's no variations or anything that we need. And I can go over the proposed floor plans with you.
Can you show us the elevation that faces the other street? Maybe I missed it when you skipped through it.
Yes, so we don't have a rendering of it, but I will show you the elevation view. One moment. So that would be the elevation view from that side. And before we submit for permit, we will.
Wait. You mean up the elevation above or below this one?
That's the south side.
This one where my mouse is.
Oh, can you scroll it up a little bit?
Yeah, is that close enough for you?
I gotta move these pictures around. I don't know.
There you go. That's the south elevation, right? Oh, east. It's east there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that seems fine.
I have a question about this elevation, and it relates to what was submitted as well. On the right hand of the upper level, you've got a gable. And it looks like it's a bump out on the floor plan, but it doesn't really show on the elevation as a bump out. How does that work?
So we will probably actually have this as a slightly bumped out. But we were such in a rush to also update the renderings that we really have not finalized the construction details. We also made the decision to change this level here to a higher roof. The owner would like to use it more as a recreational room. So we're actually still determining the finalized roof. This is probably 90% finished, so we do need to update some of that roof look on that side as well. Let me see if we can have one of the renderings pull up that side. I don't think we have any of those views, but if you can see it there, it's slightly.
So it's just it's an eave bump out, not an actual building.
Correct. Correct.
So it's more of a decorative eave.
Yes, it's more visual.
Okay. Any other questions, Joe?
No.
All right.
Yeah,
Somebody.
I have one I have one question for the east elevation. If you go to the east. I feel that what is the function of the room where you have these huge windows, like tall?
Yes. So this is the recreational room, specifically more so for yoga and gym activity. That's the reason why the ceiling is so high. Actually, the owner's daughter likes to do acrobatic gym, so that's the reason why.
Yeah, and on the east elevation, this is the north one, but on the east also you have tall windows.
It's
Yes,
the same
so
window.
actually
It's the same
It's the
size
same.
as the. Yeah. Okay.
it is the same. Yes, it is.
Okay.
And from the front, it's a continuous roof line. You can only see the difference on the east elevation, so it does not look awkward from the front.
Oh, okay. I felt, I mean, I feel the windows are a little taller than
No, they're both the same. Yes. So this window and this window, they are both the same height.
Oh, okay.
Any other comments?
I do, and it's, and I don't know how to resolve this, but there's a lot going on here. There's roof lines and there's gables and there's big windows and little windows and windows here and windows there. I like the fact that you, to resolve the front, the comment from on the earlier, that you did the gable over the door. But, it's, again, I don't necessarily have a problem with the whole picture, but it's just that archway, and you've got kind of a cool like a cool eclectic look going on with hip roof and gables, and then you've got that archway over the door. It just seems like it's like a tack on or something. I don't know. I liked where you were going with it, and except for that. But
So if that wasn't an arch, if it was squared
something
off,
cleaner, like you've got the cool windows, they're kind of contemporary. You've got the glass door in the garage, and you've got, there's standing seam roofs, and then you've got like a 1990s or 1980s arch over the door. It just seems kind of.
I don't disagree with you. Did you discuss other concepts with your client?
Yes, actually, this was a request. So also interior, we also have some hallway areas that have rounded parts. I just want to show you some of this, which is why we have this also occurring on the exterior. So I'm sorry if you guys can't see, I can't zoom in too much. But basically we kind of wanted to have the same effect on the interior and the exterior, and that's the look that we are going for. We're open to any of your suggestions, and most likely it will actually end up looking a little bit more modern. The owner, Dorit, she's into modern style architecture, so probably will change a little bit more as well before the permit. But that's kind of the reason why.
My comment, I understand where you're going. My comment would be if that's the case and you're trying to mimic that arch in the inside and elsewhere, maybe that arch gets replicated over the garage or something where it actually, you start to knit it together with the rest of the design somewhere. And I don't know, it's not for me to say, but it's the one part of this. Actually, there's two parts. The gable over the garage and the gable over the door are both just kind of separate.
Maybe we can do something else in this area.
Or the same, or just mimic something, just if you're going to add,
over the second floor.
Mimic it somewhere, or if there's going to be a detail, try to carry it through. It's a prominent corner, and that whole area of town over there is just kind of pretty. And this is going to be a prominent corner, and it'll be just nice to have something really cool. And I like where you're going with it. It's just that one thing just seems a little dumb.
Just needs a little bit more. Okay, we understand.
So-
Do you have any more
Yeah.
comments about the window?
Why are most of the windows are in proportion to each other, but in the middle, there are two smaller windows on the first and second floor that.
Yes, this is an original
And
window.
why they're small.
This is an original window opening, and then the one above is located in a smaller room, and there is also a wall here, so we cannot expand it either or, and we cannot expand this one. If we were, it would be more unproportional actually, which we did try before to enlarge that.
Can the one that you just put a line next to, can that be dropped down a little bit so it aligns with the larger window on the right at the top?
More so here.
Well, yeah, maybe that. I don't know where the floor sits. No, I just meant lowered a little bit because it doesn't look like it aligns with the larger window to the right on the top.
On the top level, yeah.
So top lines up.
The size of the window to me, it doesn't bug me because I know you're trying to somewhat imitate the one that's on the first floor. The other thing that bugs me is it seems like it's about 6 inches higher.
No, that probably was a rushing design error, so it's definitely supposed to be even there.
Does that help you at all, Mary Jane?
Yeah, it definitely looks better if those two windows line up.
And then to solve the other issue above the garage door, Joe, if there's some applied
If your client likes contemporary architecture, those are two elements there. Those gables are not contemporary. And I would work through, because you've got a lot of hip roofs, you've got the cool overhanging eaves on the right hand of the drawing. And then you've got those two kind of just gables. And it seems to me there's a much more contemporary solution that maybe mimics the right-hand look first floor. Somehow, I don't know. I mean, we're not here to design it for you. It's just, again, it's a prominent corner. And I think you've got a really cool start of design here. It's just those two elements seem like they're added.
Can I chime in if you don't mind?
Sure.
I'm the owner, Dory and Roy Helmer. So actually, instead of doing a glass garage door, because we're kind of looking for more of a transitional design, I didn't want to do something that's completely contemporary because I feel that would totally stick out in our neighborhood. So if we make this like a wood door, that would kind of balance out the wood front door. Would that help out?
Well, I guess what I'm so impressed with where this design is going, it's almost like a romantic, like a Hollywood 1940s, 1930s design. It's getting really close to that. If you look at your right hand of the house and the center with the stair window, and it just, there's elements that don't seem to kind of hang together, which they did on the original, except for the front door was just a little flat. But I like how you made the larger windows on the right-hand side of the upper level. I like how you've treated almost everything except for there's just something, and I apologize if I call it 1980s, but that 1980s.
I think you said it well earlier. I'm very eclectic in what we like to do. What if we take off the arch in the front and just square off?
I think that would solve everything.
I think that would help.
I honestly do, because, whether you did that or you kept it open, either way, you've got such a cool designs going on here with the window, the type of windows you've selected, and the colors, and the way the whole pedestrian walking by, it's going to be a nice streetscape with the way the first floor works. And whether you use wood or glass, doesn't matter. But that just, I think you'd be much happier without, something like that, or I don't know. Again,
I like the way that looks to what you just did. I'm glad you did that on the fly.
Yeah.
I think that's better.
Yeah,
But-
that's,
At least bring down a fascia. You could even hang a light fixture behind it or something, but you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that, Joe, does that address kind of what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
it absolutely does. It absolutely does.
What about
And
the
then-
arch in the door?
Well, that's gonna be covered up by that overhanging.
I know, it's
standing
covered.
seam. So I'm not sure if that's gonna really be that noticeable in reality with with a true shadow.
Well, and I also think you got to give them something to say, all right,
Yeah.
it's a small feature. And also when you get inside of our house, you're going to see other features that are just like it. So
Yeah.
at least I'm okay with it. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm just curious. I think it looks good though.
Are
Yeah.
others
Homeowner-
allowed to make any comments or suggestions?
Yeah.
I was almost thinking the window that you're going to pull down to line with the very large vertical window. Maybe you want to apply a bump out there in the masonry to kind of mimic what you're doing at the front a little bit, and then take off some of the intensity.
Wait. Who's speaking? I'm sorry. Was this one of the homeowners?
No, this is
Okay.
Jordan Margolis. I'm representing a different person. I just thought I'd
No,
chime in.
no. Jordan, thank you, but no thanks. I appreciate it. I apologize,
And
but
I think the owners actually really like for the front entry to stand out the most out of the home, so that's really important to us.
homeowners, are you okay with the change we just addressed here?
Yeah, I think it actually looks a lot better because it makes front doors stand out more. So
Good. It does. I think so too. Right. All right. So we're going to make the change above the door. We're going to bring down that smaller window to align with the top. And then I think that's it, right? Okay. Joe, why don't you take the ball?
All right.
thank you.
I moved to approve, let's see, where were we at? We're on Colmar. I moved to approve number 2022-007A, 9101 Colmar Avenue. As represented, I guess, with as presented on the screen with the revisions to the front elevation, number 1 and number 2.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. So passed. So Petrarca, can you please send that over to Brian as soon as we get off this Zoom, so he's got a record of this?
And thank you. And unfortunately, it was just presented to us tonight, so we had to do a little off the cuff.
I appreciate you guys for letting me share.
Great,
Okay.
great. All right, thanks very much. We're going to move on to the next
Technology is
case.
a wonderful thing.
Right. All right,
Thank you,
thank
everyone.
you. Sure. Case 2022-008A at 4453 Keeney for Scott and Kristen Bear, second floor addition. The comments are, staff has no objections with the overall design. We would recommend a larger or more windows on the second floor, north to Keeney Street elevations. Who represents the client?
I do. Myself, the owner.
Scott. Okay, how are you, Scott? Raise your
Good.
right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
You want me to talk through it?
So this is the revised plan that was emailed in, I think, to address our comment. I'll show this, and then I'll switch over in a minute to the full elevations, but this was resubmitted as a revision to our comment.
So it's a second floor addition above the western side of the house right there. Yep. And the previous version of the windows were basically, well, I think they were narrower and not as tall, but we've enlarged them to like double pane sliders here on both the north and west sides of the house, or of the addition there.
You're talking about on the second floor, those are sliders?
Yep.
Brian, is that okay for egress?
We'll verify that.
Okay.
I think it's an improvement. It's closer.
Joe, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
I like the revisions. They closer match the existing windows, what was proposed originally. So I think it works well. The reality is I walk by your house occasionally and I like the window replacements that you made. So when I saw this, I thought, yeah, the staff is absolutely right. Those windows were too small.
In this what's being shown is the original submittal.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, go back to the new one then, Brian.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right, somebody.
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case 2022-008A at 4453 Keeney Street as presented.
Second, anyone?
Please note with the revision it was
Yeah.
submitted to staff.
With the
a larger
revision
window.
that we just viewed today.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Hi.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. All right, thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move to a 2021 case. This must be a resubmittal. 2021-049A at 8445 Latrobe for Sarah and Brian Claggett. And it's a residential revised facade. So let me read the staff's comments. The submittal is a revision to a previously approved case. Staff recommends compliance with the plan previously approved by the Appearance Commission. Who represents the?
This is Sam King. I'm the architect representing the owner.
Okay, Sam, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great. All right,
So
explain away.
I believe this is the original submittal that was approved. And this is the revision.
So what happened was after we got the approval and drew the plans up, there was a error in our calculations for the floor area ratio. So we had to shrink the second floor addition by a couple of feet. So we pushed the front wall, west wall back a couple of feet. That changed the layout of the bathrooms and the bedrooms upstairs. So the west elevation, what you're seeing right now, that was your commission comment was to make those the same size originally. So we did that to help with the wall space in the bedroom. Because the room sizes got smaller, they needed more wall space. So that would help with the wall space. The biggest change will be on the south elevation. Originally, we had windows stacked, in line with the ones below, but because of the new layout of the bathrooms and the bedrooms, we had to change the window configuration a little bit. So we matched the awning type of fixed window on the left side of the second floor there on the south, and then the double hungs are correct in the bedroom.
So, Brian, and I'm sure the other commissioners are having the same problem. I'm having trouble. Maybe you can figure out what the slide numbers are, and you can click on approved versus proposed. Okay. I know that's a challenge, but.
So this was approved, slide 65.
Okay.
and well, this was approved. And this was approved, slide 65, 66, 67, 68, approved. Now, what came in with the building permit and is the revised plan, which they felt the window changes necessitated coming back to the Appearance Commission. These got smaller.
But by the time, wait, let's stay on that. Why did those need to get smaller?
The left side was a double hung window originally.
Right.
And because of the bedroom wall space, we needed there's another window on the north side on that corner bedroom. And with the tall window, we didn't have enough wall space for beds. So we made those windows the same size. And we did originally have a perspective view. We talked about this addition is pretty far back, the second floor. So at eye level, visually, this is, a two-dimensional view of it looks.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
yeah.
I'm just, go on.
But it was mainly because due to the floor reduction in the floor size that we needed more bed wall space. So we took that double hung out on the left side to match with the window in the bathroom on the right side. And that window is in the shower area of the bathroom on the right side. That's similar to what we originally had.
Go to another elevation. I don't like the way that looks, but I understand in 2 dimensions, it does look more odd than it would be in reality.
No changes to the west elevation or rear elevation. And then this window was changed. So this elevation, no change. The front, which was just discussed, was the change, and now this one became smaller again.
So that's a bathroom window?
Yes, that small window on the left side is in the same bathroom. And then the double hung, we wanted to match all the bedroom windows to the same style, double hungs. So all 3 bedrooms upstairs will have the same double hungs on the right side. On the north side, you got 2 sets of those. And then we have 1 set on the south side.
So is the net of all these changes, basically we're talking about 3 windows?
Correct.
Yeah. In reality, I agree with the comment that elevation that's right up now isn't as attractive as it was because of the 2 transom windows facing the front. However, that's got to be at least 25 feet back from the front facade. And
correct. You really won't see much of that because of the perspective view from the eye level. It's pretty far back. And
the right-hand side is a shower, and the left-hand side is a bedroom. So it's actually more proportional, but it just, I think 25 feet back, it's yet another addition on a ranch house.
Correct.
Any other comments from anybody?
What color is the siding?
That's all as original, right?
Right. That hasn't changed. I believe it's the dark blue. It should be on this.
It's blue, right?
Yes.
I'm indifferent. Anybody have any strong feelings one way or the other? If this was all the way up in the front of the house, I'd be more.
Yeah, be pounding the table.
I don't know if I go that far.
Is that the absolute biggest those windows could be?
They function well. I mean, it functions well. I mean, honestly, that's a bathroom and you've made it proportional. So, yeah.
Could we see the front of the house again? Okay, I don't like the way the 2 small windows look above in the second floor. Why can't they be windows similar to the sides of the lower windows?
Their bathrooms.
Yeah, one
Bathroom.
is in the shower and the other one, that's gonna be the bed wall. So we can't really, we don't want to put a tall window over the bed. So we just match those two sizes. So they're same. And like I said, we do have a bird's eye, or not, eye level view on the original presentation. And that, because that's so far back, you really don't see it like this, you know.
What if you did a decorative band underneath those two windows? And it would go underneath the window and the.
That's a
near the
good
toilet.
idea.
It would go underneath the window on the toilet, and then you just bury it into that the bedroom window on the was at the south elevation.
No.
So trim it out and then maybe change to a panel or something underneath the window.
No, just instead of a lap siding underneath the window, you just do a band of a regular like 5 1/4 or whatever it is, and hardy or whatever you're using.
Right.
Just something to make it look less like a second story.
Maybe you can repeat the same
trailer.
cladding that you have on the first floor.
Yeah, we don't have a, I don't have a problem with that. If we could create a visually something taller without making the window taller. That's an option we could look into.
The point would be to not accentuate what it is, because it is a second story addition, but it would be to try to bring it down a little bit. And I think a horizontal band would be the way to do that.
I see. Yeah, that could be actually cool. Creating a band and with the, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't have an issue with that. But for perspective view, if you go to the original submittal, there is a eye level view perspective view on the original submittal.
Slide 65.
Yeah. Probably 64. Oh.
There you go. So
Yeah.
if you're, that's even higher eye level. At street level with the eye, you're barely gonna see that roof line almost because of the angle. So it's not gonna be a prominent element because of how far it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't go anything extra than what you have.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
All right, then somebody, Julie, make a motion for it as drawn, and let's see what happens on the vote.
Okay.
As redrawn.
Okay. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted at case 2021-049A at 8445 Latrobe as redrawn.
Anybody second? All in
Second.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Okay. Don't
Thank you.
make FAR mistakes in the future.
Yes, we'll double check. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on. Case number, if I'm doing this correctly. Case number 2022-009A, 9015 Costner Avenue. Sheila and Jerome Aviles, and it's a residential facade. Sorry, I was a little later than 45 minutes promised or projected, but.
Not a problem. This is Jordan Margolis representing the Vilas family.
Right, Jordan, sorry to cut you off earlier on that other case, but.
Not a problem. That's why I asked prior.
Right.
So this is the area.
Oh,
where-
wait. I'm sorry. Let me read these staff comments. I apologize. Staff has no objections as long as the new brick matches the existing. Jordan, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great. Sorry.
So this is the area we're talking about right here, already covered and roofed over, going to be enclosed. So everybody knows that's the existing. Oh, sorry, might have doubled the pictures.
Yeah, the client would just like to enclose the space to make it a little more functional and getting rid of some of the ornamentation on there.
Okay.
Enclosing that in masonry to match existing and adding a whole bunch of glass to make sure we meet the sunroom definition as defined by the IRC.
Sure. Anybody have any issue here? This is
Nope.
falls in. All right, go ahead.
It's fine.
Julie
Yep.
or Tom? whomever.
Okay.
Go ahead, Julie.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case 2022-009A at 9015 Costner Avenue as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed.
Aye.
So passed. All right, Jordan, at least we, oh, was there an opposition?
No, that was an aye.
Okay. Jordan, at least we made it quick for you. I apologize.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, take care. Case number, final case of the evening is 2022-010A, 8729 St. Louis for Lucinda Sloan, residential first and second floor addition. Staff comments are, staff has no objection to the design, but would recommend the windows coordinate better on the east elevation and possibly change to double hung windows. Who represents the client?
I'm here, Danny and George. We're representing the owner.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, let's go through it.
So I believe the staff comments were in regards to the east elevation. And I believe they're referring to the two. Sorry, go ahead.
Real quick, I apologize. Is this am I looking at is like the first floor existing and we're adding the second floor, or is this whole new thing?
It's a two-story addition, a rear addition to an existing masonry house.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it. All right. Because as I look at what we were just looking at before, I mean, the sides look fine, but.
So that, yeah, this existing house, addition here.
Got it. So scroll down a little, Bri. I mean, that looks fine there.
Yeah.
Keep going. Oh, right there. So that seems a little.
Yeah, what is that door? Is that a door or a huge window?
That's a really tall double casement window that the client wanted right above her bed. And so I understand it's a little bit wonky, or at least drawing convention would suggest putting the transom above the bed and two casements on the sides, but she preferred the inverse.
Which I appreciate, because I just appreciate that. I like waking up with the sun on my head. And I'm serious, because when I saw that, I was like, that's kind of how I would do it.
Oh my goodness.
What's interesting about this, and what's interesting about the comment about the rest of the house all has double hung, but this addition has a casement.
Casements.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the design of the addition, it's completely separate from the house. So from an aesthetic standpoint, it's on the rear, so I don't have a problem one way or the other, but I understand what the comment is about casement. But from a livability and everything else, it's completely separate from. It's actually a really interesting design.
Yeah. And I'm with you on that, Joe. I mean, the goofiest. How about I'll use the other guy's term? The wonkiest elevation is the rear, and given that it's the rear and that's the way the client wants it, it doesn't affect me.
And if you look at the floor plan, it's actually kind of like a perfect little apartment. It's completely separate from the house, and I was really intrigued by it. I thought it was a really nice. It was a really cool kind of. You can separate that two-story addition completely from the rest of the house. And I thought, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there has to be a connection to the principal structure. Cannot be a separate structure. This is not zoned for two family.
Yeah,
there definitely has to be a connection to the main.
And there is. And that's why I was like, this is really kind of a creative solution.
Maybe the existing windows can be changed to casement.
Ooh. Yeah,
This is not unusual though, Julie, you know this.
I know. I've seen something similar to this in Morton Grove, and it was a fabulous, fabulous house when they got
No, but I mean having double hungs and then having
combo windows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all hardy. Everything's hardy on here.
Yes, the addition will be hardy.
Okay.
I think once the lifetime of the windows in 20 years gets replaced, somebody's gonna buy the house and replace them all.
Most likely.
Because I'm actually kind of joking, but I'm serious because it looks like the windows on the front of the house are relatively new.
Sorry, the windows in the front of the house are?
They seem like they're relatively new.
Yeah.
They're newer. When I say newer, I'm old. So newer is 20 years.
All right, Joe, take us away.
I move to approve a certificate of appropriateness for the last thing of the day. I gotta pull it up. Number 2022-010A, 8727 St. Louis Avenue, as presented.
Second.
Anybody second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry, I believe you said 8727. It's 8729.
8720. Thank you for the catching that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Sorry.
Awesome. Thanks for the correction. And you are approved. So
all right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And at roughly, what time is it? 8:49, we are adjourned.
You did good, Michael.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
4 minutes.
Brian, thank you. Because
Thanks,
that's not
Brian.
easy to, when I saw 12 cases, I said, I hope Brian's nimble.
No, with the electronic, it worked out. We had
Yeah.
most of the revisions ready. So sitting at my desk helped definitely.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, thank you all, and we'll see you next month.